Welcome to the Entrepreneur's Roadmap, a clear direction advisors podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Vyse, business strategist for service-based business owners who are ready to stop running their business on instinct and ready to start building their business with intention. Every episode, we get into the practical side of growing and scaling a service business, the strategy, financial clarity, offers, team, and systems that it takes to build something sustainable. If you're a service-based business owner who's working hard, growing your revenue, and yet still left wondering why it just doesn't feel like enough, this show was built for you. This is where we talk about the real work of building a service business that pays you well and grows in the direction that you actually choose. In this first episode, I want to tell you exactly who this show is for, what we're going to cover, and what you can expect from every episode. Now let's get into it. This show is for service-based business owners who are past the startup stage, right? You have clients, you have revenue, but again, something just isn't working the way that it should, right? Or you're a serious startup, somebody who really wants to have their foundations in place so that as you are going through, right, the startup phase into established, you have those foundations and you know exactly that you're building on a very good foundation. It's also for that person and business owner who's busy, but you're not necessarily profitable, right? Or you're not profitable enough to be paying yourself properly. It's for those business owners who are done guessing and you're ready to build with intention, right? You're not looking for hacks or shortcuts. You're done listening to all of the gurus and their one-size-fits-all advice because you realize that isn't going to work for every single business. Now, if you're a business owner who isn't serious about looking at your business in a different way, right? You're somebody who is willing to try absolutely anything and everything, even if it's not in alignment with your vision and your values and your goals, this is not the podcast for you, right? If you aren't ready to invest in your business in order to make growth and scaling easier and smoother, then again, this is not the podcast for you. Here we are going to be looking at your business in a different way. It is all about being in alignment with your vision, your values, your goals. And there is going to be an investment, whether it is with your time, with your money, right? There is always going to be an investment in order to make your growth and scaling easier and smoother. Now, a little bit more about me. So I have nearly 30 years of experience across accounting, financial management, business plan adjudication, ERP consulting, and financial recruitment. I'm also in my 14th year of owning and managing my own business, right? I'm a third generation entrepreneur. So for me, this isn't theoretical, right? It's personal. I grew up seeing business from the side as being a family member, right? And then when I started my own business, being the business owner and trying to balance, right, my family, my friends, my business ownership, right? I'm also have an accounting background. I'm a former CMA, right? And that allows me to see the business as a connected system. And I don't see just one piece of the business, right? Every single piece of the business has to work together and be in alignment with, right, again, your vision, your values, and your goals, right? So being the former CMA, being a third generation entrepreneur, and a second generation accountant, this has all shaped the way that I see business. And that's what I bring to the table for all of my clients and for you, my listeners. So I decided to build the Entrepreneur's Roadmap podcast because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot of business books and consume a lot of business, information that's out there. And what I want to do is help entrepreneurs see their business in a different way, in that holistic, whole business view, with everything working together, right? And really working towards building your vision and bringing that to life, helping you reach your goals, but being in alignment with your values, right? There is so much information out there, but there is very little that talks about looking at your business as a whole and how all of those pieces work together, right? A lot of those gurus and thought leaders, not all of them, but a lot of them will push the things that have worked for them and their clients and those businesses. But that advice doesn't always work for every single business and every single business owner. So I want to bring you information and knowledge and share my experiences that I've seen and the experiences, right, of my family of entrepreneurs, so that you can see there's another way to run your business. There's a way to run your business that is all about alignment, being easy, and being true to what it is that you're building, right? It doesn't have to be hard, and you really don't have to struggle to know exactly what you need to do next, right? So this is a way for me to share my knowledge, share my expertise, share those lessons that I've learned over business or over, right, my years in business, and allow me to connect with you, my listeners. Now, we're going to be talking about 5 main topics in the Entrepreneur's Roadmap. We're going to be talking about strategy, financial clarity, offers and pricing, teams and hiring, and systems and operations. So when I talk about strategy, this means truly understanding what you're building, your vision, your values, your goals, right? It's looking at where your business is at right now and looking at it honestly, right? And then looking at what it is that you actually need to do to reach your goals and bring that vision to life. It's being accountable when you implement your plan, right? I call it a growth action plan or GAP, right? And it's really understanding how all of those pieces work together and taking action on the plan. When we're talking about financial clarity, this is understanding your financials, where your money is coming from, where it's going, right? And all of that vital information that your financials are going to give you beyond just, are you making money, right? Your financials are truly a strategic tool, and they flow into all the other areas of your business and your strategy. When we talk about offers and pricing, this is, of course, what are you selling? Who are you selling to? But it goes beyond that. It's, are your offers profitable, right? What is your capacity for each offer? Is, are your offers too many? Are there not enough? Are they in line with your branding? For teams and hiring, we're going to be talking about understanding the roles that each team member has. Does each team member understand what their role is, right? Do you have the systems and operations to support your team? But it's also, when do you hire? When do you fire, right? So how do you know when you're ready to hire, and how do you know that it's just not quite the right time? For systems and operations, truly the systems and operations are the backbone of your business, right? So it's those SOPs or standard operating procedures that you have in place, right? Both written and unwritten, that guide your team, right? It's looking at the client journey and making sure that you have it documented from that initial contact all the way through to offboarding after you're completed working together. But systems and operations are also that technology that you use in your business, right? Are all of these systems, technologies, operations helping you or holding you back? Now, the format that you're going to find is 2 different types of episodes. There's going to be solo teaching episodes and then guest conversations. So the solo episodes are exactly what you're getting here, right? Me going in deep into the financial and strategical concepts. And I'm going to be telling you stories based on my experiences that I've seen, right, over my lifetime in my career, my entrepreneurship. When I'm bringing in a guest, I'm bringing in other entrepreneurs for them to be able to share their stories and their journeys in entrepreneurship. And I want them to share the lessons that they've learned and what they wish they had known along, right, when they were, in their entrepreneurial journey, and what they're taking forward in their entrepreneurial journey. But what I'm not going to be covering here, right, is no hustle content. I don't believe in hustle for the sake of hustle. Are there times when you're going to have to really work hard in your business, right? Work some long hours, really put yourself out there, hustle. Yes, absolutely. But I don't believe that you should be building a business that requires you to hustle all the time. I believe you can build a business that is easy and allows you to, right, work in a manner that is the way that you want to work and the way you want to run your business. You're not going to get some vague inspirational quotes and things like that. You're going to get real experience, real stories, right, and real journeys from people, right? And I'm not going to be giving you content that just sounds good, but isn't going to help you run a real business. This is all about building something that is sustainable, building a business with intention, right? And making it easy and enjoyable for you as the business owner. Now, in the next episode, right, I'm going to be talking about why growth without a plan is just expensive chaos. Because if you're just throwing things at the wall and hoping they stick, it's going to cost you in time, in money, right, and in your energy. So episodes are going to be released weekly, right? So in order to make sure that you don't miss an episode, make sure you follow and subscribe on your favorite platform. You can also sign up for my email newsletter. The link is in the show notes, where you can get updates for the show every week. Now, one last little point is this podcast truly is the starting point, right? In terms of knowing what it is I do and how to work with me, right? It's free, it's practical, there's no strings attached. You listen to the episodes that make sense to you, right? That interest you. But I do also offer one-on-one advisory work, right? For those who definitely want to go deeper with direct strategic support with me one-on-one. I also have the Strategic Growth Lab, which is for those people who want to go deeper with their strategy and their growth action plan, but they want that in a group environment, right? So again, cleardirectionadvisors.com is my website. You can, book a discovery call. Both links are in the show notes. So that's it for today's episode of the Entrepreneur's Roadmap. If what we talked about today is something that you want to explore further, the best place to do that is my weekly newsletter. Every week, right, I write about the practical side of building a service business that actually pays you well, right? Talk about the strategy, the offers, the financials, the systems, the team, and all of that stuff that most business content just skips over. If this episode did resonate with you, so the best thing that you can do right now is follow the show wherever you listen to your podcasts. That way you never miss an episode. And as we get deeper into the strategy, the numbers, and the real work of building a service business that actually pays you well. And again, if you want those ideas delivered directly to your inbox every week, you can sign up for my newsletter at cleardirectionadvisors.com. The link is in the show notes. So until next time, see you on the road.